So guys, today I'm going to be talking about in this podcast, I'm going to kind of look at you guys here on the screen here and there, but I don't want you guys to be confused because I am filming the podcast. I do have the microphone right here. And so my full focus is not going to be reading comments because I don't want to get like distracted and, ADD and, all of a sudden I'm in a different conversation answering questions. So I'm really just, filming from behind the scenes of the podcast. Cool. We got a couple people in here from California. We got people in here from Arizona, Bakersfield. I'm actually heading out to Arizona tomorrow morning. Cool. So guys, real quick, it would be much appreciated if you guys want to drop a comment and let me know if you've ever been interested in personal branding. Have you ever tried to grow your brand online? Have you ever thought about making money with your brand online? What exactly are your goals when it comes to building that personal brand? Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pornhub, wherever you're watching this from right now, I want to know what your goals are for your personal brand. And then I'm just going to go straight into it, being real, being raw, and giving you guys a lot of different secrets. The secrets that I'm about to share with you guys when it comes to building a personal brand. And go ahead and drop a like on here as well. Drop a like on here on Facebook and YouTube. Drop a share, drop a little heart on Instagram. But I want to give you guys some of the most important personal brand strategies and tactics that I can think of that are not traditional. So like a lot of people may say you have to have some sort of special thing you have to say in your videos, or maybe you have to do. Someone said, why your pods green? I got these custom AirPods, man. By the way, I'm giving away a pair of AirPods. By the way, if you want to win AirPods, just DM me on Instagram, say #dropout, #dropout if you want to win some Apple AirPods. I'm gonna be giving away Apple AirPods next week on Thursday. If you guys want to actually be able to win that, just DM me at JetSetFly, the #dropout. But when it comes to building a personal brand, a lot of people, I think the biggest mistake that most people make is that a lot of people think that it's like only the specific strategy, that it's like some sort of like technique, and it's some sort of like, social media specific content. And it's like, some sort of way you gotta like, do these weird things, I guess, to look cool, to look like a personal brand. But in reality, when you're building a personal brand, you're building your brand around yourself. So it's very important that you are emotionally involved, emotionally invested, emotionally tuned in to what your personal brand actually is. Like, you shouldn't just be creating content for the fuck of creating content. Like, you should be feeling good when you have your personal brand. Your personal brand should get you excited. Like, it should get you motivated. Like, it should open up doors and opportunities for you. It should, open up business opportunities. It should get you connected with high-level people, right? The whole goal of building a personal brand is not just to fucking sell shit on social media, but it's to have a dope and awesome lifestyle built around your personal brand, so you can actually be excited about what you do and the purpose that you're living on, and this kind of mission that you're fulfilling with your life. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna go straight into this podcast. This is the Dropout Degree, so I'm about to flip my switch into podcast mode. I won't be reading too much comments right now, but I will be screen recording this. I got one of my partners on here screen recording this, so I can see you guys' comments, so I can go back and reach out to you guys after if you guys have any specific questions that I can help you guys with. And again, I'm giving away AirPods. To enter the AirPod giveaway, you guys can just leave the live video quick, DM me #dropout, #dropout for Dropout Degree, and I'll send you guys the information on how to actually win these AirPods. Somebody was asking about my green AirPods. I'm not going to give you these ones, but I'm going to give you your own pair. Somebody will win next Thursday. So just DM me #dropout on Instagram, and we'll get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead right now, and I'm going to actually turn on the podcast audio that I'm recording on, and we're going to get right into this thing. I'm actually excited because I was just trying to think back, like, man, like, what do most people like miss out on? What do most people not get? What do most people really have it confused on, and kind of like this fucked up, distorted image of when it comes to personal branding, right? Or why are most people stuck and they don't grow? You see other people level up after 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 level up. What is the difference between these two individuals? Why do some people, they feel like work is play, they feel good about doing it, and other people feel like work is work, and they, resent doing it, they're tired, and it's just a lot of energy that they're burning while doing this. Oh shit. 1 second. We just had a dresser fall. We're good. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna finish this live feed. We're good. So here we go. Podcast, guys. Podcast. Here we go. 6 things to invest in, profitable things to invest in for your personal brand, to get your personal brand to that next level, to help you succeed, to help you feel excited, to help you feel, motivated, and to actually be able to, have a profitable personal brand. Here we go. Cool. Good. Cool. Just making sure my business partner didn't almost kill herself. She almost killed herself.
Are you live?
Get in here. Yeah, I'm live.
Oh, I don't see it.
Well, I'm live. I'm live. You guys see me live, right? We're good. Here we go. All right, man. Here we go. I'm a little excited. I'm a little fired up. Here we go. So, and actually, let me, can I edit this? No, we're good. So let me do this. Are you guys ready? Again, drop a comment. Let me know who's here to build their personal brand. Who's here is excited to build a personal brand. I highly recommend that you guys actually go ahead and take notes on what I'm about to share with you guys right now, because this is some good ass information. Somebody says, is she okay? Yeah, she's fine. I've never, ever shared any of this information. Yeah, I've done all these strategies. I've done all these tactics. I've used all these to build my brand and have tremendous success, tremendous level ups, tremendous quantum leaps, make, stupid income, right? And be able to have stupid amounts of opportunities, network with the most amazing people in this universe. What's up, Isaiah? What's up, everybody? What's up? And, it's been with these exact strategies. And so I'm going to go, I have my bullet points right here. I'm going to give you guys just really easy to understand, really simple. And here we go. Someone said only 1% of people end up being the boss. I guess we are that 1%. Yo, that's true. That's 100%, man. Most people are out there, they're screwing around, they're fucking around, and they're not doing things with an intentional effort to create the results and to create the lifestyle they want. And that's why they lack the lifestyle that they desire, right? And so you guys right here, right now, you guys are working, you guys are grinding, you guys are putting in the effort that's needed to get the results. And so here we go, guys. I'm super excited to have you guys here behind the scenes as we film this podcast. And I'm going to go ahead and start it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, Josh King Madrid coming to you guys live with another podcast. And I'm actually right now, I'm live behind the scenes, guys. I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, recording this podcast. And so for those of you guys who are listening to this episode on SoundCloud, Spotify, on iTunes, wherever you're listening to this episode, I want you guys to go over to Instagram and DM me the hashtag dropout. And number one, you're gonna be able to enter an AirPod giveaway. And number two, I'm gonna be able to give you guys more information on how to be able to actually tune into my podcast live in the future. If you guys want to actually get live action and be able to see, how I actually film my podcast episodes behind the scenes, so how I actually build my brand behind the scenes instead of just hearing the finished product on iTunes and on Spotify. And so, guys, today's episode, I'm gonna be talking about 6 investments, the biggest 6 investments, the highest ROI investments that I made, not into the stock market, not into the Forex market, not into real estate, but 6, high income investments that I made into my personal brand. These are 6 things that when I look back at my career, when I look back at, how I've been able to create the success that I've been able to create, how I've been able to generate the results that I've been able to get, how I've been able to throw these big ass events where, hundreds of people will show up, thousands of people will show up, how I've been able to get my podcast to over 2 million plays, right? About 20 to 30,000 plays per episode, right? How I've been able to create a lot of opportunity through building my personal brand. And I think back, and it's not, some sort of social media strategy, right? It's not, writing like a blog every day. It's not, running, a specific type of ad to, sell like a webinar or something. Like what I did to build my brand that gives me longevity and that gives me the ability to push products, influence people, get people to events, and create opportunities in business is a lot more simple, right? It's actually a lot more simple, but it's a lot more complicated and complex than people think, right? A lot of people, they just think it's very tactical, but I think it starts with beginning as changing who you are as an individual and changing the way you do things, changing the way you operate, getting out of this like work kind of grind state of mind and actually treating your personal brand as something fun, actually treating your personal brand as a project, actually treating your personal brand as something that allows you and empowers you to be creative and have fun while doing what you're doing and truly live a life full of purpose and full of fulfillment, as well as full of abundance and opportunities and wealth that you're able to create with your personal brand. And so, guys, if this is making sense so far, for those of you guys that are watching live behind the scenes, just go ahead and drop a thumbs up emoji. Let me know you guys are tuning in. Let me know you guys are taking notes. And if you guys are listening to this right now on Spotify and on iTunes, on wherever you're at, go ahead and actually screenshot right now. You listening to this podcast, throw it on your story on Instagram, tag at JetSetFly, use the hashtag dropout, throw it on your story, tag me, I'll respond to you. And I'm going to send you actually a free PDF, an ebook actually of my personal brand Bible that will give you kind of 8 steps that will allow you to actually have a structure and how to actually grow your brand and grow your audience. And with that said, guys, I'm excited for you guys listening. I'm excited for you guys that are watching this live behind the scenes of this podcast, to really be a part of this and to, be able to dive into my brain to see how I've been able to build my personal brand. And so number one, first things first, before I get into this, I want to let you guys know my personal brand has been the number one thing that has given me a lot of opportunities to create badass partnerships with badass people. Right. I've been able to, make millions of dollars selling things online between events, between, maybe it's the ATM train, behind e-commerce products, whether it's e-commerce stores, right? Whether it's consulting services, whether it's software companies, right? And all these are partnerships. I've created all these as partnerships that I've been able to get because of my personal brand, right? I'm not sitting here, coding and making my own softwares. You know what I mean? I'm not going around and filling up ATMs by myself. I'm not going around and, and shipping out e-commerce products, from the warehouse myself. I'm partnering with individuals that have these businesses. I'm partnering with people that know what they're doing, right? And that they want to work together because they see I built a strong personal brand, and they see the opportunity, they see the work ethic, they see, what I'm actually doing. And they're like, I would like to work with this guy. And so I want you guys to understand you're building a personal brand, not just for the reason of being able to sell your own product, but being able to grab partnerships and work with other people that have amazing services, for the ability to speak at events, for the ability to give back, be a voice, right? Be able to influence people to do the right things, and, to change their lives. And, being a personal brand is a lot bigger than what you guys may just see only on social media. And so with that said, guys, 6 things, gonna be a quick podcast today. 6 things, take notes. And make sure you actually don't just listen, get motivated, get excited, get fired up, and then, do the same shit tomorrow and do the same shit the next day. I want you guys to actually listen to what I'm saying right now and take notes, but implement what I'm talking about. Start taking action on the things I'm talking about. Actually make it an effort to go and use these in your life, because you're going to get results if you do. And so here we go, guys. The first high ROI investment that I made into my personal brand, that, I believe every single person who wants to have any success online, whether, or not even just online, even if you have a job, even if you're just an employee somewhere, or you have like a small business, or you have a physical retail business, I don't care who you are, what you do, right? You need, number one, to have a personal brand website. Nowadays, having a website, having an online presence is like your new resume. I call it the social resume. It's literally like having a social resume. Employers, colleges, business partners, people, when they want to know who the fuck you are, they're going to look at your social media. That people have been saying that for years. That's going to happen. It's happening right now. Colleges will look at your social media. 2 people have the same, the same skill set. Guess who's going to get the job? The person with the better brand, the person with the better social media, the person that, shows himself giving back and being a good person, the person that's inspiring others, the person that's helping others. That's the person that's going to get the job. They can have the same qualifications, but the guy that has a personal brand is going to be the one that gets the job. He's going to be the one that gets into the college. He's going to be the one that gets the partnership. He's going to be the one that closes the deal. And so important, guys, to building personal brand. And so the first thing, right, investment number 1 out of 6 high ROI investments to my personal brand is having a personal brand website. When I first got started building my personal brand, that was the first thing I did. I was like, if I'm going to, grow my social media, if I'm going to, start creating content, if I'm going to start putting myself out there, if I'm going to start selling stuff, I was like, I got to have joshkingmadrid.com. I was like, I got to have joshkingmadrid.com. Like, I was like, I need to have people be able to go on Google, right? Type in joshkingmadrid.com, go to my website, and be able to see that I exist, just not only on YouTube, or not only on, my podcast, not only on Instagram. That they need to be able to see that I actually exist, somewhere else in an official way, right? I'm like, I looked at what all the top people are doing, right? Like Gary Vee has a website, Grant Cardone has a website, Ty Lopez has a website. I'm like, I think of the biggest, superstars, right? I'm like, Oprah has a website. I'm like, Floyd Mayweather has a website, right? I'm like, Donald Trump has a website. So I'm like, so why would Josh King Madrid not have a website? Right? If I want to be one of the best in my niche, if I want to be one of the best in the industry, if I want to be the best at what I do, right? And let me go look at what the best people that what they do in their industries, what they do. They all have websites. Kobe Bryant had a website. LeBron James had a website. So I'm like, so I have to build a website. And so the first thing I did was I built a website. Back when I first got started about 4 years ago, I had to get this website custom coded. It was like $5,000 custom coded. I hired a developer on WordPress, and it took over 120 days to get this done. I had to go meet with him and, help him, like do this, do that, and actually sit down and help plan this website. It looked amazing. It was amazing. It was, one of the best probably personal brand websites out there. But again, it cost like $5,000 and it took about 120 days. Now, that was at a time, I wasn't super rich back then. I was just getting started, but I knew how much the investment would pay back into my brand. But it wasn't like an investment that was something I could just do super easily. Like I had to, put aside some money and had to be able to like, all right, man, I got to chunk up this investment. But I knew what the long-term, worth of it was. I knew what it'd be worth for my brand. And so you guys right here, though, and right now, today, you don't have to go pay $5,000 to somebody to custom code your website. You don't have to go use a complicated process. You don't have to go learn coding to custom code it yourself. There's other ways to do it nowadays. There's tons of different website softwares. For example, Flyer Funnel, where you can actually find a template, right? A pre-made template that's already done, right? That already has a personal brand outline where you can just go in there, plug and play, drag and drop, put your photos in, take some photos out, add some new copy that will allow you to actually build your personal brand and establish your personal website today. Like you can actually establish your personal website today. So understand that like today, it's a lot easier than it was back in the day, right? It's a lot cheaper than it was back in the day. You don't have to do the same complicated process to build your personal brand. By the end of literally today, by the end of this podcast, if you really wanted to, you guys can actually establish yourself as an authority figure by having a personal brand. And so I'm gonna give you guys a couple benefits real quick of the first reason having your personal brand website. Number one, you get to establish yourself as a personal authority, right? People may not know who you are, or maybe on Instagram, they can't necessarily see everything that you offer, but your website gets to show, it gets to get credibility. You can establish yourself as a personal authority, right? You control your perception by displaying your own brand. You control what services you want people to know you for, what skill sets people want you to know you for. You control, what, essentially hype or excitement that you can, that people will share about you, right? And so you want to be treated like a leader. It's as simple as branding yourself on your website as a leader in your industry. If you want to be treated like a speaker, right? You want to get paid gigs. You want to speak on stages, right? I remember back in the day when nobody would invite me to speak in their stages. Now I do marketing for some of the biggest events out there, right? I remember before then though, I was like, man, let me just add a speaking tab on my site and say, hire Josh King Madrid to speak. I was like, maybe eventually somebody will hire me to speak. Guess what? At one day, somebody eventually hired me to speak, right? It took like a year and a half, but somebody hired me to speak because I had it on my website. And so now I was a speaker, right? After that, I started getting more gigs, started getting more speaking opportunities. I started throwing my own events, right? I started, going ahead and doing marketing for events, right? But only because I decided like, hey, I want to be a speaker. So let me add being a speaker to my personal brand website. And so you can design your perception that people have of you by having a personal brand website. You can act as if, and then you can actually be treated as if, right? You don't have to be the guy that makes hamburgers at McDonald's no more on your personal brand website. You can be the guy that builds sales funnels, or the guy that builds websites, or you can be the guy that takes content, and does photo shoots and does editing. You can be the guy who, builds out marketing email campaigns. Like you don't have to be the guy that flips burgers, right? So you get to choose your perception. Number two, think of your website as like your internet real estate portfolio. This is your internet real estate portfolio. Like you want to own as much internet real estate as you can, right? You want to, like, if somebody Googles you and you only have Instagram, Facebook, show up and that's it, then you don't necessarily have much internet real estate. You don't have a strong foundation. You don't have a place that people can funnel back to. And so think of your website as the foundation of your internet, real estate portfolio. The more websites, blogs, features, social media platforms you have, you're going to be able to be more omnipresent and more solidified in your space, as well as Google SEO tracking is going to be able to start ranking and collecting your content together, which is going to actually help you get verified on social media platforms, help you be able to get more opportunities. And so just overall, website is super important. I see a lot of entrepreneurs today, or just influencers today, who don't even have a website. And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, how do you have 1 million followers? How do you have, 100,000 followers? How do you have, all these speaking gigs, but you don't have a website? I'm like, you're losing so much money. You're losing so much money. And so if you guys don't have a website today, that's the first thing to go ahead and get your website, or to get your personal brand up and running. Number two, you want to, I'm sweating. Whenever I start doing my podcast, I start to sweat. I hate lights. Got a little bit of lights on me. And so I get like anxiety being on camera, but it's all good. I'm passionate. about what I do. I get excited. I use a lot of energy to talk what I talk about. If you guys ever seen me on stage, or you ever seen like Eric Thomas, Les Brown, you see dudes be, drenched. And so that's what happens when you get a little bit passionate about what you're talking about, guys. But number two of high ROI, profitable investments into my personal brand. This one is a big one that a lot of people dismiss, and a lot of people say, you don't really need this one. Or, a lot of people say, you don't need that. That's just an excuse to stop doing this. I'm going to be honest. This is probably one of the most important ones. And here's what it is. A content creator, a content creator, right? This doesn't need to be movie production content. You don't need to, to have a whole cinema and, this whole crazy montage. You don't need to do all that crazy shit, right? But you can find an intern, or you can find like a cheap gig online from somebody from your local college who's taking, content and media classes, film classes, photography classes, who has a major inside of, content creation or whatever it is, videography. And you can find somebody that'd be willing to create content for you for free. Like at your local college, right? You can find somebody on Google and find somebody who's willing to do a gig for really cheap. You can find some little high schooler, who just wants to get an extra couple bucks in his pocket, who will create content for you at really cheap and really affordable, right? And so doing this right here, here's a couple reasons why you want to do this. Number one, when you have a content creator, right, they don't have to be full-time. I've had a couple full-time people before, but when you have a content creator, let's say, for example, somebody that is coming, to your house or coming to your office multiple times a week and, filming videos of you while you speak on certain subjects and while you assert yourself as an authority figure in your space, right? Let's say you do that a couple times a week. When you show on your story, when you show behind the scenes, when you show on your social media, hey, that you got a content guy, right? You're going to attract other creators. You're going to attract other entrepreneurs. You're going to attract other influencers. You're going to attract more fans, more people who are going to watch you because they're like, yo, who is this person? Like, what makes them so cool to have a camera guy, right? So you're going to enhance your perception, and this enhanced perception is going to actually get you treated better. Like, I hate to say it because, people always say, you don't need it. It's a waste of money, blah, blah, blah. Dude, when you have somebody with a camera walking around following you, creating content, people will treat you better. People will treat you better, right? People are not gonna be an asshole because they're like, shit, it might be on camera, so they're not gonna cuss you out. If they bump into you at the store, right? People are not gonna, say something rude. People are gonna, smile at you, open more doors for you, and treat you better because they see that, you're somebody of high status, somebody that has a perception that, is enhanced because of having a content creator. Not only that, but when you have a content creator, you will have an enhanced perception of yourself. You have an enhanced perception of yourself. So you'll start to have a sense of urgency. You'll start to have a sense of urgency in the things that you do. You'll start to be more productive, right? You're not going to be sitting on your couch all day like this, right? On your fucking phone, on Instagram, looking at Instagram models, pictures and shit, right? If you have a camera guy filming you, he's going to be like, dude, like I'm filming, right? And you're gonna be like, oh shit, okay, hey, we're about to, go do this right now. Hey, we're gonna go link up and meet up with some business partners. Hey, we're gonna go, so you start doing more things. You start becoming more urgent, right? You have a sense of urgency. You start being more productive. You start being like, man, I got the camera on me right now. I can't be fucking chilling. I got to put in some work. I got to grind a little bit. I got to make some phone calls, right? I got to, create some content. I got to get inspired right now. I got to get creative, right? And so that happens when you have a camera guy, right? You give yourself less opportunity to slack, right? Because you're like, I got to get, I don't want to waste money. I'm not going to fucking waste this time. I'm not going to waste money. I got to create content, right? So now you're becoming more productive and you have a sense of urgency, which are two very important factors to being successful, is having a sense of urgency and being productive, right? Next one is it gives you the opportunity to constantly teach, educate, motivate, and inspire other individuals, but also yourself by reinforcing positive behavior and positive information. So let's say you learned a lesson, right? And it's about having a strong mindset or whatever. And, even when people treat you badly, and then, some guy bumps into you at Starbucks, your camera guy gets it. He bumps into you at Starbucks while walking out, spills coffee all over his shirt, burns your shirt. And, he starts cussing you out and saying that you're, we're in his way, and et cetera. And you normally maybe would act, like a crazy fool, trying to start beef or drama or whatever, or, start arguing with them on whose fault it was. But now you got a camera on you and you're like, gotta keep it calm, because I remember this book I was reading, it's talking about positive mindset, about having a positive attitude, about, not worrying about things we can't control. Like you're remembering that now from the book that you just read, and you're like, and I'm on camera, so let me be my best behavior. Bam, you handle the situation, with a strong, attitude, or not attitude, but with a strong, positive, really validating experience. And, you're not trying to cause issues. You diffuse the problem. And then you look at the camera after and you're like, hey, shit happens in life, right? But you got to get through it. You can't be upset about it. You can't change it. You got to get through it. And so you start to, validate these and reinforce these positive beliefs and these positive actions, because you're living it on camera. You're speaking it on camera. And so the more you do that, right, now when the camera's not bumped or filming you and you bump into somebody and they try to fight you, you still have that same cool, calm, collectedness that you had when you were on camera, because you reinforced it and you talked about it multiple times, right? You make a video talking about it, all of a sudden post it on your Instagram. Every time you watch the video, when you're editing the video, every time you're seeing the video, you're reposting the video, you're rehearing your own self say these strong beliefs. I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I don't focus on things that I can't control. And you're hearing yourself say this on your own video like 10 times. that's an affirmation. That's an affirmation, right? Many people, they say negative affirmations to themselves all day. All day, they say they suck. They're like, I hate myself. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I don't get results. They say negative affirmations all day, and then they wonder why they don't get results, right? But imagine having a positive validation being reaffirmed all day, reinforced all day in multiple videos, multiple pieces of content, and, on your, social media platforms, and other people agreeing with it. They're replying back to your thing like, man, that was cool. That's crazy how you held it down, how you were so calm, right? People are validating that. And you're like, oh, this is the way to operate. And so you start changing your belief system and operating with stronger principles, stronger morals, right? So another important thing for doing content creators is you have to track your progress, right? 5 months ago, you're having your camera guy film you and you're like, man, I was in a piece of shit office. Man, I had no money back then. Man, I had no nice car back then. Man, I had no sales back then. Man, now look at me in that video, but look how motivated I was. Look how excited I was still. But man, now look where I'm at today. I got my dream house. I got my dream car. I got my dream business job. I got my dream income. I got my dream partnerships. Like, isn't that crazy? And you get to look at, how you used to operate, in the past and compare it now to the future. And so you're consistently tracking your progress over and over and over and over, right? You're consistently tracking your progress because it's all recorded versus being successful one day and be like, fuck, how did I get here? Like, fuck. I'm trying to remember how my office used to be. I'm trying to remember how it felt to not have my, goals and not have my dreams accomplished. I'm trying to, you have to try to remember how it felt and create up some fake experience in your head, rather than just watching it on video and seeing it in live time, where you can actually be like, oh, that's how I was. That's exactly how I was. That's how I was operating, right? And so super important to be able to track your progress, right? And as well, you want to be able to focus on what you're good at. Focus on what you're good at. A content creator allows you to focus on what you're good at. You can build your business. You can, build your, brand, whatever it is. They can create the content behind it. They can edit the content behind it. You're not sitting there thinking of ideas and editing and filming and, doing all these extra steps that take your time and your focus away from what you're good at. You should stick to what you're good at. Let the content guys stick to what they're good at, right? And use these high quality edits and these high quality videos to post on your social media. People are now going to see you as an authority figure right off the back. They're going to treat you differently. You're going to get better engagement. You're going to get more sales. People are going to see you as a legit or a superior individual. And it's just going to enhance the amount of engagement that you get, right? So that's number two. So number one, guys, personal brand website. Number two is having a content creator, and at least trying to film as much as you can, whenever you can. Doesn't need to be full time, but I'm telling you right now, there's people out there that will do it for a cheap price or even free as an intern. If that makes sense, drop a thumbs up. Number three, I can't stress this one enough. I cannot stress this one enough. This is one that is highly avoided and highly lacked with 99% of the industry today. Nobody does this one. Everyone thinks they should skip this one. It doesn't make any sense to me. This was where I put a lot of my focus and a lot of my attention on when I first got started. But number three, guys, is shout outs. Shout outs on social media. Shout outs, shout outs, shout outs. You should be pouring money into shout outs, to growing your following, right? To getting shout outs from entrepreneur pages, meme pages, collaborations, right? Like pay money, like take money, pay money for shout outs. Like you don't have to spend, tons of money on ads and, all this crazy stuff to try to get seen. You can, dude, I'm telling you right now, and this is, check this out. There's so many people right now that have 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers, 300,000 followers, 500,000 followers, a million followers, right? Yet they can't get 100 people to an event. Yet they can't get 1,000 people to an event. Yet they can't get 1,000 people subscribe to a podcast. Yet they can't sell out any of their products and make any serious income. Yet they have no real influence, right? You can have a bunch of followers, but that doesn't mean you have influence. The goal of you creating content, the goal of you getting a content creator, the goal of you getting a website, the goal of you doing all this shit is so people can see it, so you can expand, so you can open up more opportunities. If you're just buying a bunch of fake followers or non-engaging followers, or not actually investing into your brand by using shout outs and just thinking followers are just going to come out of nowhere, right? Or just relying off of one platform like YouTube or something to transfer your following, you're not going to grow at an exponential rate. It's just not possible, right? You're just showing the same shit to the same people and not going to grow at an exponential rate. It doesn't make any sense. I used to spend anywhere between $2,000 to $10,000 a month on just Instagram shout outs alone. For like 3 years straight, right? And so I built my brand, right? It's over a couple $100,000 collectively, but I built my brand to over a few 100,000 followers, right? And now I can go through an event. Actually, I went through 5 events back to back within like 2 weeks, we're at 500 people, 750 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, 500 people, like with the 24-hour head notice. How can I go to a different state and get, that many people there with a 24-hour head notice, right? I had to get real followers. I had to run shout outs and I had to spend money and I had to invest into my brand to get those people to follow me. And over time, they liked my brand, they engaged with me, and they eventually decided like, hey, I'm going to go out to this person's free event or whatever it is. And so you have to actually actively build your brand. Shout outs are the most organic way to grow your platform, right? And with the audience that will actually engage, right? And if you do this part right and you do everything else right, shout outs alone will be one of the highest ROI producing assets that you can do for your personal brand. And so invest heavily back in this growth into, maybe like story ads, get people to follow you, invest heavily into getting meme pages, entrepreneur pages, shout outs, right? Invest heavily into getting people to collaborate with you, invest heavily into getting people to more eyeballs on your page. More eyeballs allows you to have more impact, allows you to have more influence, and it allows you to have more income. Right? More income, more impact, more influence, more income. And so you want to invest into shout outs. So the third thing is shout outs. Number 4, guys, is free meetup events. This one right here is probably one of my favorite ones, and the one that I get the most excited about, and the one that gives me the most energy, and the one that creates the most momentum. And it's also the one that a lot of people are the most afraid to do. And the reason why they're most afraid to do it is because it does cost money. Right? It does cost money. It does involve risk, right? It does involve being uncomfortable and, talking to people that you never talked to before. It does involve, a lot of, uncertain things, but you got to get used to it. You got to get comfortable with it. And so I like to throw free events as well as paid events to create hype, right? To create momentum, to attract positive people that can bring positive energy and even, positive possible opportunity into, proximity. Right, to my proximity. And so I like to throw free meetups. If I'm going to New York, I'm in New York, come meet me in Times Square. If I'm in Miami, I'm in Miami at the Airbnb, right, in South Beach, come meet me here, right? If I'm in Scottsdale, I'm like, yo, I'm at this club right here, come meet me here. And when I first used to do it, maybe 5 people would come out, maybe 7 people would come out, eventually 20 people would come out, eventually 100 people would come out, eventually 500 to 1,000 people would come out every time I said I'm going to the city, right? And so that started though with 5 people. Right? That started with really almost nobody, right? Me saying, hey, I'm gonna do a free meetup, who would show up? And then nobody said I would show up. I was like, shit, all right, well, let me try again next week, right? And so these free meetups build momentum. These free meetups show you like this is real. Like people are actually being impacted by my content. People are actually changing their lives. People are actually putting food on the tables for their family. People are actually quitting their jobs. People are actually, being able to get to the next level because of things that they're learning from my brand. And so you get to go meet these people in real life. So it's just really exciting to be able to do free meetups and in paid events as well. These build momentum for your brand, right? They're going to get you feeling good, right? They're going to get you feeling excited, right? And high vibrations, high energy, high frequencies is going to attract more high vibrations, high energy, high frequencies, which is going to get you to that next level. And so, so check this out. Actually, this is funny. I said, a matter of fact, I've thrown maybe about 20 to 30 events over the last 4 years or so, between free meetups and between, normal events and, between, massive conferences, business conferences. I think that I probably only profited maybe on like 2 events. Maybe on like 2 events, I actually profited out of all these events, which means that I either broke even or even lost money on a majority of my events. Right now, most business people, like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Why would you spend money to lose money? Why would you keep doing the same thing over and over and over? Why would you do that? For me, right, my goal, right, I'm thinking long term. My goal is to not throw. It's not to throw an event. It's not to throw an event and try to be like, oh, I'm going to try to cash out, make as much money as I can at the event. My goal for the event is to create an awesome, badass experience, to bring badass people to that, so we can create badass, relationships and create badass, opportunities that, could change the world in a badass way. That's what it is, right? And so I throw events for momentum. I throw events for my branding, right? To create content at the events. I throw events for networking. I don't throw events to make money. Money is the byproduct of the relationships and the influence and the, the momentum that is built from these events. That's why I throw events. I throw events for, to go ahead and build something that's a lot bigger than myself, so people want to be involved with what I'm doing. And so it's why I'm willing to lose money on events. It's why I'm willing to break even on events. It's why I'm willing to, take all my time and energy and pour it into something that is not profitable, because I know 12 months from now, 24 months from now, 6 months from now, 3 weeks from now, that there will be a relationship built out of that networking event that will be worth way more than all the money you spent and lost in that event. And so when you throw events, right, people now see you in real life with other people. Everybody wants to be around other people. Everybody wants to, have good friends and a strong law of association. Throwing events, right, puts you at the center point to be able to control that environment. So everybody's going to want to be around you. So when it comes to personal branding, right, number 4 is free meetups and events. You have to do these. You have to be uncomfortable. You have to put yourself in these situations if you want to truly build influence, right? If you want, nobody's going to invite you to speak at an event and then all of a sudden you're going to be famous. You got to go out there and throw events yourself. You got to go out there and get people in front of people yourself. You got to go prove yourself to yourself so other people can come on and be like, oh man, like who's this guy? Like he's throwing events? Who's this girl? She's killing it with these events. Now they're going to want to invite you to their events and opens up more opportunities. And so it's just an amazing experience to have events. I love events. I can't wait till COVID-19, this whole thing is over. I'm going to throw events after events after events after events after events every month. Every month I'll probably throw like 2 or 3 events. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be insane. And so super important, right? Super important to be able to throw events and, really change your life in that way. So next thing, number 5, right? And number 5 is trophies. When it comes to building a personal brand, trophies. A lot of people work so hard, but they don't reward themselves. A lot of people, there's a lot of entrepreneurs and influencers out there as well who say like, don't buy nice things, don't go travel, don't spend your money on yourself, and they say save it up, right? They're not even giving necessarily investing advice. They're just like save it up. And it's like, yo, what good does the money do in the bank, man? What good does the money do in the bank, right? I'm not saying go ahead and be what's it called, and stupid with your money, employ your money, and buy things that are aren't necessary or not important. But what I am saying is that you are an entrepreneur or you're building your personal brand to live the lifestyle that you desire, to have the things that you want, to be able to live this life of your dreams. That's why you became an entrepreneur. That's why you're building a business. That's why you are building your personal brand. So go live the life of your dreams, right? Go build that life that you desire, right? You didn't desire it just to work for your life to stay the same. Give yourself trophies. And from a personal branding standpoint, you want to not just give yourself trophies, right? Because you're going to feel good and feel momentum and dopamine and serotonin and all these chemicals firing off in your brain when you reward yourself and you celebrate. But you want to also show your journey and show your progress of you smashing through and grabbing these trophies. So for example, when I first got started, I'm like, my dream car is a Nissan GTR, right? And I'm like, I'm going to get a Nissan GTR next year. And I've been saying it, since everybody been following me from day one. I'm like, I'm getting the car, right? Eventually, now I'm looking at cars. Or maybe I'm manifesting cars. I went and test drove one. Then I went and raced one. And I'm showing people, I'm like, yo, I'm manifesting it. Then I go look at one at the dealership. I'm like, I'm manifesting it. Then I hit a big month, right? And then I'm like, yo, I'm buying it. Yo, boom, I got, yo, bam, it's mine. Over the journey of 7, 8, 9 months, people saw me manifest this trophy, right? And people at the end of the day, when they follow your personal brand, they see themselves inside of you. So they want to get their trophies too. They want to get their wins in life too. They want to get excited too. So when they see you go after your dreams and you crush it and you make it happen, they go, man, like that inspires me to go after it. That inspires me to go do it. Like if he can do it, I can do it. She can do it, I can do it, right? And so show yourself, going after these trophies, and you're going to be holding yourself more accountable by documenting it, right? Because like, now I got to get it. I posted it. It's big cap if I'm not getting it, right? And so now you got to get it. And when you get it, people are going to be like, damn, like, he really said he was going to get it, and he really did it. He really said he was going to do the biggest event, and he really did it. He really said he was going to grab the car, and he did it. He really said he was going to get the new house, and he did it. He really said he was going to, have 10,000 customers, and he did it. And so people start to build trust with you, and they get inspired by you, and they get motivated by you. And so now they like you even more because they have a deeper connection built with you. And so show yourself getting your trophies on a personal brand standpoint. Manifest them boldly. Tell people your goals. Tell people your dreams. A lot of people say, don't tell people your goals and dreams. Keep them to yourself. And what's it called? Don't tell anybody when you're about to level up. Wait until you level up to tell people. The reality is that's a scarcity way of thinking. It's a scarcity way of thinking. There's enough abundance in the world for everybody. There's enough abundance for you to be able to attract what you want, regardless of anybody else trying to affect it. There's enough for everybody to win. That's it. There's enough for everybody to win. You don't need to hide your fucking goals and dreams. Be bold with your goals and dreams, right? If people around you don't agree with them, then get around better people, change your environment. But you don't need to hide your goals and dreams. Doesn't make any sense. You don't need to hide your success and your growth until you're like, now I'm cooler than you guys. I'm going to show you guys. That doesn't inspire nobody. That's selfish, right? That's all about you. That doesn't inspire nobody. That doesn't help anybody, right? That's all about you. Make it about other people, inspire people, help people, document your journey so other people can learn off of your journey, right? And show yourself getting these trophies. And so number 5, guys, fifth thing to maximizing your ROI with your personal brand is going to be trophies. Publicly showing what trophies you're going after grabbing those trophies. You're going to build trust with yourself. You're going to build trust with your audience. And it's going to be an exciting thing for everybody that's involved. Number 6, last thing, one of the most fun things, one of the most fulfilling things is going to be for your personal brand is travel. Travel. And I know it's been a bit tough right now with COVID, but you have to travel, man. There's multiple reasons you want to travel. Number 1, you get to meet new people, right? Number 2, you get to create and share new experiences. Number 3, you get to create awesome, more attractive content that people will engage with more because they're like, oh my God, yesterday he was in Cancun, now he's in Bali, now these are in Mexico, now they're in this part of Mexico, now they're in Cali, right? People are seeing these cool places you're going. It gives this bit of spontaneity and excitement to your page. And so from a personal branding standpoint and a content standpoint, you're naturally going to have a more appealing page than your competitors, right? The next one is you become more desirable to hang out with. When you travel, when you're diverse, when you do fun things, when you go to different places, people naturally are going to want to hang out with you. Because like, man, this guy's dope. This guy travels everywhere. This girl does cool things. Like, look at all the experiences. Look how much fun they're having. You're going to become more desirable to hang out with, right? I'm JetSetFly. I built my whole brand around traveling, around going places and building businesses all around the world. And people enjoy that. They like that. They want to do that. And so people will follow me to see that because they're inspired by that. And so traveling is probably one of the number one things you can do to build your personal brand because people, again, become more desired about, your brand becomes more desirable and they become attracted to it. Number 2, you get more engagement, right? And you have more content opportunities. Number 3, you're living a blissful, joyful life that's fulfilling, feels good, is energizing, gets you excited, tons of new experiences. Number 4, when you travel a lot, it allows you to build the opportunities to create relationships in different countries, different states, different areas. So now when I go to Miami, I know I got somebody in Miami that's going to show me around. When I go to Bali, I know I got somebody in Bali who will show me around. When I go to Cabo, I know I got like 30 people at the airport who literally see me land and like, yo, JetSet. And they're like, they're giving me drinks and, they're like, we got you, a limo to the house. Like they show me love because I travel and I build relationships with people in these different countries, right? And so I get discounts on the nice houses, on the nice, the nice boats. I get, discounts on these Airbnbs. Sometimes I just stay at a buddy's house that lives out there because I'm building business partnerships and relationships with these individuals that live all around the world. And so traveling, again, opens up a lot of opportunities. It gets you a lot of, a lot of, bliss, right? It's just constant natural high of life that you live on when you get to keep doing things like, that make you feel good and that are new and that are exciting because your brain on a chemical level literally has to absorb more new information, and that more new information and what gets your brain kicked in, pumped up, and really, like having to work and put in extra effort, and that's why people feel good when they go to travel. And last thing is you become more inspiring and you become more influential in selling. People would rather buy from the guy who's lives a lifestyle that they desire to live rather than just somebody who only is in the office 24/7 and who doesn't travel and who doesn't have friends all over the world and is very in one place. People want to see new things, new excitement. That's what gets humans fired up. And so, guys, that is it. I'm gonna go over these one more time and give you guys the list. But again, 6 things that I've done. Someone says, I love how passionate you are. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. From the bottom of my heart, I truly do. I hope you guys like this podcast. I showed you guys behind the scenes, this podcast that I'm filming right now, that I'm recording. If you guys are listening to this right now on iTunes or Spotify, make sure you guys go ahead and DM me on Instagram at JetSetFly, the hashtag dropout. The hashtag dropout, the hashtag dropout, DROPOUT. I'm going to send you guys the information to be able to get inside of the AirPod, the Apple AirPod giveaway that I'm doing. I'm giving away AirPods next Thursday. And if you guys are listening to the podcast or if you guys are live watching this, all you guys got to do is DM me, hashtag dropout. I'll give you guys all the rules to enter the free Apple AirPod giveaway. But here we go. Here's the recap, guys, of the 6 things that you guys, need to look into and things that I've built my entire personal brand on that have been highly profitable. The ROI on these has been insane, higher than any ad spend, higher than, any secret strategy to blowing up my brand. And these are just things that allow me to live my life on purpose and on fulfillment. Here's what it is. Write these down. If you're just coming in here and you're just listening, 6 important things for your personal brand. Number 1, having a personal brand website. To establish yourself as an authority figure, to own more internet real estate. You don't have to pay $5,000 and wait 4 or 5 months from a custom web developer that's going to custom code it, right? You can use platforms right now like flyerfunnel.com, and choose a personal brand website template that already exists and literally go ahead and swap in your photos, add your content, and you can have a personal brand website up tonight. literally tonight, within the next hour or so, by using a platform like flyerfunnel.com, immediately now you become credible, you become an authority figure, and you can show somebody your online social resume the same way you would show somebody your actual resume if you're applying for a college or for a job, right? And nowadays, your social resume has more influence than your actual resume. And number two is going to be get a content creator. Get a content creator. You don't have to have movie production, right? You can find an intern or a cheap gig online. You can have a friend hold a camera, but have somebody record you, film content where you speak, where you create, where you show behind the scenes of your business, where you document, where you film podcasts. Have somebody create content for you. You're going to feel some type of way. You're going to get treated some type of way, and you're going to be more productive while having a content creator. And again, you're going to be able to track your growth, track your progress. And again, people are always attracted to people that are making moves, that are creating content and putting themselves out there, because most people aren't willing to do it. And so you separate yourself from the masses just by getting a content creator, somebody to walk around and film a video with you, or hold your camera, and take photo shoots of you. It could be your best friend with an iPhone, doesn't matter, but just you got to treat it like a content creator. You got to treat it seriously, right? Number three, shout outs. You have to invest heavily into your brand. Instagram shout outs, right? It can be Facebook shout outs, YouTube shout outs, collaborative stuff, maybe like story ads, some people to follow you, but you have to get new people to follow you. You have to engage and expand your brand. You can't just have the same amount of followers and expect to blow up. You can't just buy 100,000 fake followers and think now you're going to look legit, and eventually you're going to get a bunch of real followers out of nowhere because you have social proof. It doesn't work like that. You have to aggressively build your brand, and aggressively invest into yourself, aggressively make your intent and make your purpose growth. Right? Whatever you focus on will expand. So if you focus on growing organically and growing real with shout outs, you will expand. By definition, you will expand. It's just science. It's just physics, right? But if you focus on getting fake followers or just trying to look like you have followers, they not really have followers, not really have influence, then you're never ever going to have the influence you need to be able to, sell out events, to be able to sell out products, to be able to, make things happen the same way somebody with lesser followers, but more real followers, real story behind it that they built with their audience, that will be able to do. So number three is shout outs. Number four is do free meetups and host events. Free meetups and host events. Free meetups and host events. Probably one of the most important ones. And this one will get you probably the most momentum quickly, because you will feel good. You have positive vibrations, positive energy. You're not sitting on your couch all day on your laptop. You're not on Instagram all day, right? The reality is most people come on Instagram, don't even have long enough attention span to come on this live feed and take in notes and take information that will change your life, because they rather look at reels, they rather look at Instagram models, they rather look at things that aren't going to help them, right? And by themselves sitting in the room and are laying down on the couch, and they're not getting that's why they don't get the results that they want. Right? But if you're doing free meetups, right? If you're doing events, if you have a content creator there and you're actually making moves, you're going to be forced to be productive. You're going to be forced to feel good. You're going to be excited. You're going to have positive energy around where you're at. Your goal is not to profit off of these events. Your goal is to possibly break even or lose money on these events, because you want to build relationships with people and build a branding aspect and create more content. So free meetups and events, probably the most important thing to also assert yourself as an authority figure, right? Throw some videos of you speaking on your website. Now you're a keynote speaker. Now you're charging $1,000 to speak at an event. That's how it happens. And number five is trophies, right? Show the trophies that you want to get. Show your journey of you getting these trophies. Show your journey of you actually making it happen. Share how you did it with people. People will relate. People will become inspired. People will become motivated. People will see and start to trust you more. And, it becomes this thing where it's like, man, so-and-so is always getting what they want. So-and-so is always killing it. So-and-so is always making things happen. I like so-and-so, right? And so get trophies, right? Don't just make money just to make money. Get trophies. Reward yourself. Tell yourself that you deserve the things that you want to have, and that you can have it if you desire to have it, and just make it happen. Just go make it happen and reward yourself. You can start small, right? It could be, I'm gonna go get ice cream today. If I, do 3 sales calls, I'm gonna go reward myself with ice cream today. Bam. Go get that ice cream trophy. Show yourself getting it. Right? This is my reward, because I did what I was going to say I was going to do. Start building that trust. Start building that celebrating action and attitude. Number 6, last thing, travel. Right? Have new experiences. Meet new people. Be able to create new content. Be more excited. Live life on bliss. Right? And all these cool things that come with traveling. It's just really, you become more desirable to hang out with and to build relationships with. And so that's it, guys. 6 things to go ahead and build your personal brand, high ROI positive, personal brand site, content creator, right? Shout outs, free meetups, trophies, and last one, travel. Those 6 things will change your life. They will change your business. They will change your personal brand. Implement them, take action on them, go all in with these things. Don't just be like, oh, that's cool, but that's not really me. That's too big. I can't really do that. Take aggressive action. Like, just do it. Like, don't be a little bitch. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Get after it, man. These are the things that the greatest of the greats do that excel their personal brand and make them the true, authority figures, the true leaders of the space industry, not just the guy who looks like he has a cool page, but you're like, is this guy for real or not? You don't really know, right? This is real life stuff that asserts you as an authority figure in your space. It's going to increase your income. It's going to increase your impact. It's going to increase your influence. It's a no-brainer. Like, this is proven to work. Countless people have used it. So use these strategies, guys. Go back, listen to this, take notes, use these strategies, change your life, change your brand, start growing your personal brand. I hope you guys found value in this. If you guys are some of my live viewers who are watching this, it would mean the entire world to me if you guys can go over and hop onto iTunes, hop on iTunes, search the Dropout Degree, and just leave a review on how you enjoyed or what you thought about this live experience listening to the podcast. Even if you hated it and you're like, this was ass, go leave a 1-star review then and say this was ass. If you want to go spend the energy to do that, then hey, at the end of the day, it's feedback that allows me to get better. At the end of the day, this podcast is for you guys. I already know this information. I already, understand this stuff. I already do this stuff. I'm sharing this with you guys because I want you guys to be able to use the same information that I use to be able to change your life, to be able to get yourself to the next level. So guys, like, take this serious. I would appreciate if you guys left a review on iTunes, whatever your thoughts are, let me know. And by the way, I'm giving away a free pair of Apple AirPods. So wherever you're watching this, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, wherever you're watching this, man, go DM me on Instagram at JetSetFly, the #dropout. I'll send you the information for my Apple AirPod giveaway, where I'm giving away Apple AirPods next Thursday. And with that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Go binge watch the rest of the Dropout Degree. You can go to dropoutdegree.com. Tons of episodes on how to build your business, how to build your brand, how to make money online, how to sell more effectively, how to have more confidence, how to go viral, how to be an affiliate marketer. I have so many podcasts, so many interviews, so much amazing content that truly will allow you to change your life and take your life to the next level. At people, hundreds of people. You guys can go read the reviews. Don't take my word for it. Go read the reviews on the podcast. Hundreds of people, almost nearly 1,000 people have used this information from my podcast to make thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, to quit their jobs, to drop out of school, to start doing business, to become happier, to have better relationships with their family, with their parents, with their loved ones, just to be able to do amazing things. And so many people that listen to the podcast have successful businesses nowadays and doing amazing things. I've been able to reconnect with some of them recently, and to hear their story is just so inspiring. And I know that if you guys take it serious, you guys will be able to really use this information to change your life. But you have to believe so that you can, and you have to take it serious. If you just have asked it and you're just here just to be here because you're fucking bored, then you're not going to fucking get the results that you want in your life. And so with that said, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. This podcast will be up on iTunes and Spotify by the end of the day today, and have an even better podcast that I filmed yesterday. Actually, it's probably one of my most fire episodes of all time. Yesterday I filmed this will be up there today within the next hour. So with that said, guys, appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you guys watching this live podcast behind the scenes. Hope everyone has an amazing day. See you guys. Talk soon.